Putin doesn't just rule Russia, he brands it. And the product isn't culture or tech or innovation. The product is indispensability. Now, this doesn't come from a place of critique or praise. It comes from the perspective of empire building. So let us all be guided. Most leaders inherit a brand. Vladimir Putin built one, not for himself, for Russia. And he did it with one of the oldest tools or tool of empire, that is control of resources. When Putin came to power in the early 2000s, Russia was chaotic, unstable, and crucially irrelevant. His play was to make Russia matter again, and the product he chose was energy. Pipelines became his empire's infrastructure. Oil and gas weren't just export, they were leverage. He turned Europe into a customer base that couldn't switch suppliers. Every winter, the gas valve wasn't just an economic tool, it was political weapon. It was a political weapon. Dependence became brand equity, but Putin understood something deeper. Resources don't build empires on their own, narratives do. And so he paired energy with a story. The story of Russia as the eternal counterweight, the necessary adversary, the nation you just cannot ignore. How did he market that story? Well, with spectacle, from shirtless horseback rides to military displays. Putin made himself the personification of strength and defiance. His image was inseparable from the brand of the state. That is branding at its sharpest. Collapse the personal and the institutional until they are indistinguishable. Even propaganda was engineered like a product launch. State media, cyber campaigns, all positioned to export Russia's narrative abroad. Now, here's the genius: menace creates attention, and attention is leverage. The more the world talked about Putin, whether in criticism or how, the more his brand consolidated. In empire terms, if you are in every headline, you are already dictating the terms. But it is not just external. Internally, the branding worked as governance. Regimes survive when citizens believe there is no alternative. Putin's narrative of chaos abroad, stability at home kept his legitimacy intact for decades. The story of the strong man who protects Russia from humiliation became the glue holding the system together. So, what is the empire builder's lesson here? Control resources people cannot live without. Frame dependence as indispensability. Collapse your personal brand into the institutional brand so the two cannot be separated. Most brands sell a product. Putin branded power itself. And in so doing, he didn't just rule a nation, he positioned it as a permanent fixture on the world stage. That is not politics, that is leadership branding.